Harare, Zimbabwe. Residents along the streets of this capital city grappled with a new reality Wednesday after the military sidelined President Robert Mugabe, its leader for the past 37 years. Once heralded for seizing power from British rule and the nation's white elites, the 93-year-old's tenure in recent years has been marked by human rights abuses and economic collapse in what was once one of the African continent's most promising and prosperous nations. "Mugabe was president since I was born," said Kudakwa Shigor, 32, a mechanic. "He was spoiling his legacy by failing to pass on the baton." Military forces detained Mugabe, the world's oldest head of state, and his wife, Grace Mugabe, 52, and placed them under house arrest early Wednesday after weeks of political tumult rocked the nation. "I am excited that the Mugabe dictatorial era has come to an end," said George Makoni, 37, a media advocacy officer at a non-governmental organization. "I am also afraid this political uncertainty could lead to anarchy and chaos if not properly managed." Tanks rolled down Harare's boulevards and gunfire could be heard on the streets as the military seized government offices and state-run media outlets. But military officials insisted the actions didn't constitute a coup, rather an effort to apprehend criminals who had ensnared the nation's first family. "As soon as we have accomplished our mission, we expect that the situation will return to normalcy," Major General Sibusiso Moyo announced in a televised address early Wednesday. He added the Mugabe family was safe and sound and their security is guaranteed. The military had announced Monday it would step in to quell the turmoil within the president's ruling party, the Zimbabwe African National Union. The party had splintered into two competing factions amid discussions over who would succeed the Mugabe, drawing lines in the sand between Grace Mugabe and one of the nation's two vice presidents, Emmerson Mnangagwa. President Mugabe fired Mnangagwa last week, accusing him of plotting to take over as leader. Mnangagwa, whose whereabouts were unclear Wednesday, fled the country citing threats to himself and his family. Mnangagwa's departure cleared the way for disciplinary action against 100 senior officials and his supporters, which in turn opened the door for Grace Mugabe to position herself as the party's next leader and nation's next president. Now that the military has taken the Mugabe out of play, Mnangagwa could be reinstated and assume leadership. "One can't just read this as an army takeover," said Teddy Brett, a professor of international development at the London School of Economics. "They've created a situation where they can move their man into position and hopefully turn Mugabe into a puppet who balances all the forces, but